Let's read this, shall we? Because there's some interesting stuff in here. Very interesting stuff in here. So Ron Donald wrote, edit, and do you even know anything about that internal investigation? One of the complaints was he ate one of Monica's jelly beans. No, seriously. Then Ryasha wrote, no, or it wasn't that he ate a jelly bean. It was him making a sexual comment when he did it. She willingly gave him the jelly bean. Sounds like consent. Signed it with her name like an autograph, and he put it in his mouth saying that he got to eat Monica Rial. That is why it was included as a complaint in the investigation. 6 years later. 6 years later, she was so traumatized by him eating that jelly bean. 6 years later. We've got Kryptonborn1 says, is Funny getting in more trouble for removing Vic's credits across platforms? Sorry if this has been asked. I've been fighting with Super Chat and missed a bit. Thanks. No, it hasn't been asked today. It's been asked before. That is evidence of malice. That's evidence of malice from Funimation. Guys, if you can't tell, Funimation is maliciously after Vic. Funimation has sold themselves to the SJW agenda completely. Because I can almost promise you that Funimation would have been contacted for settlement. I would wager all of these people who have attorneys, and Funimation will obviously have counsel of record, will have been contacted for settlement and refuse to play any kind of ball. They've decided to do this. They've chose this path. Ron Elm 2000 says, while personally I have problems with HR considering that as sexual harassment, the real question is where are the other claims? Like Monica Rial's claim in a long tweet last February, or Jamie Markey's other claims, or Ron's inflating corroboration accounts. That's what the public ultimately needs to ascertain. Very astute of Ron. Good job. Marzgurl. There were 2 totally separate investigations. How do you know? One in 2017 and one in 2019. How do you know? Are you a Funimation employee? How do you know the details of these? You heard a singular story from 2017 that was absolutely not the sole reason why Funimation separated from Vic. Hey, Marzgurl, that was not from the 2017 investigation. That was investigated in 2019, in January 2019. Phoenix 76 says Control plus F plus U. Zero the Slayer says, my motto has always been perspective is everything. You're starting to put me on the doorstep of enlightenment. There you go. You have not heard about the other stories from the rest of both investigations because you are only hearing what tiny little itty bitty bit was leaked through a YouTube channel rather than through official means. Well, Marzgurl. Well, you brilliant little dummy. Why don't you tell us what's from the official leaked means? What official means are you aware of, Marzgurl? You're not a Funimation employee or agent, are you? That was a confidential post, isn't it? Do you still have information of that leak, Marzgurl? Hope you have to produce it. I'm just here drinking my bourbon. It would be really interesting to see what official channels reached out to the ever important fatso Marzgurl, wouldn't it? That information is not owed to you, peasant. And the public is not at all in the slightest owed the information to allow them to ascertain. Well, now that it's a lawsuit, yes, they are. Yeah, they all are, because lawsuits are public and transparent, because we have to make sure the process is just. So they actually are all entitled to it. But why are you entitled to it, Marzgurl? Why are you? What do you think you earn? Where do you rank? First of all, you're a nobody. Not only does nobody care about what you have to say, nobody cares what you have to say. Except for people like me who can monetize what you say better than you can, which is embarrassing. It's not really what you say, is it? It's about what we say about what you say. That's a lot of abouts. But I think you can maybe follow it. Oh, whatever income you get from YouTube or why don't you GoFundMe to buy a chin that hasn't cowardly receded into your upper tonsils? That's disgusting. That is completely up to the court. Nope. No, it's up to the public. 100%. Learn the law, ho. If and when it gets that far, and if Funimation allows for that information to become public, oh, Funimation, please try and resist the discovery request. Please. Remember, guys, this was posted Friday. Today, well, I mean, now it's Saturday. This was posted Friday. The lawsuit was out. The interrogatories were out. This dumb bitch thinks this is a suggestion? A request? No. Interrogatories are not requests. If Funimation decides, if they don't allow that information to become public, Funimation loses the lawsuit. Period. What do you think this is? What do you think this is? You're living in the world of Twitter. No, I know it's hard for your brain to do this. This is the real world with real consequences. Real lawyers are involved. You don't get to allow it to become public. Put the investigation out there. Give it to us. And if it's relevant, we'll file it. Actually, I guess Beard, Harris, Bullock, and Hughes gets to determine if it becomes public, because if they, attach it to the lawsuit, then they attach it to the lawsuit, and then it's public. Not up to Funimation. Not at all. If and when, then the public will be able to scrutinize all they want. Oh, that's coming. That's coming. Let's just see if she has any other. Can I not search by user? Oh my God, what an ugly, ew. This website is trash. They have her most recent posts. Oh God. Marzgurl Productions, ew. Let's see, what was this? Let's just go through her posts today. She's got a lot of them. She's been very active. Been very active. Or wait, no, what? Here we go. April 19th. Oh, wait, here we go. Okay, so that's the one we just read. Let's go to this one. Oh, God, this website is just garbage. Mad Scientist wrote, also, when discussing the lawsuit, please be aware that not everything you hear on YouTube and Twitter or whatever is necessarily true. So let's try to avoid going down wild speculation holes. Rich Meister says, might want to add ANN after having to remove the photo of an accuser after the person in the photo came forward and proved it was her and that the claims in the article were false, along with using her photo without permission. Pretty shady journalism to not verify the accounts from the actual people in the photos before publishing. Yeah, that's a good point, isn't it? That's a good point. That photo wasn't an example of an accuser. It was an example of repeated behavior. And when the person said they weren't happy with it getting used, it got removed, which was the correct thing to do. No, the correct thing to do is not to use it without their consent, you lying sack of trash. Oh my God. Here we go. What's next? Next. I don't want to search through and find her thing, so. Sorry, this takes a while. Which again, they removed when addressed with it, which was the right thing to do. No, it was the wrong thing to do. They were literally libeling him. They were libeling him by an omission of a very important fact. You see, if the substantial truth of the piece, is impacted by the omission of a material fact, you have libel. You liar. You dim-witted idiot. You don't know how this works. You're living in the world of pretend. Well, let's read this idiot's post. I had a nickel for every time this point had to be reiterated. Also, side note, this leads to another point I should make. Let's not get sidetracked into a Vic should also sue so-and-so discussion. If Vic sues additional people or companies, it will be reported on and can be addressed then. Edit. Also, the discussion regarding ANN's initial use of that photo is off topic. Vic isn't at least yet suing ANN. Hey, ANN, I hope you got a letter. It has nothing to do with the allegations that people he is suing made and didn't involve Funimation. Oh, didn't it involve Funimation? Didn't it? What about Rial? What if Rial had a communication with Lindsay Fatso, whatever stupid name is, that ugly lady who wrote the ANN piece? What if Funimation or one of their employees or agents or one of the people who participated in the investigation, like Samantha Inu heart attack, what if one of them talked to Anime News Network? Oh, then this is definitely relevant to the case. Definitely. Next. Oh God, when a complete moron says, you realize? TLJ Screwjob says, I don't get it. How are they screwed? Because they said it was the investigation that got him fired and it wasn't? No, it wasn't I mean, they'll have to admit that it wasn't the investigation that got him fired. But if it wasn't the investigation that got him fired, why mention it in the tweet? The omission of the fact that it wasn't the investigation that caused the termination makes it defamation by omission. It just does. So plus it'll look really bad, won't it? Real Me says, just in time for my law porn. Love this. Good. Bryce Beverly says, I'm honestly confused. Does the opposing side not have lawyers telling their clients, FFS, stop posting? No, no, I think they didn't. I think they literally didn't until now. Diligent Gravy says, as a Canadian, I apologize for this crazy redacted. In regards to her error 404 does not compute, brain not found. Is Anime News Network and Mars whatever going to be added to the lawsuit? God, I hope so. I hope so. Look, Ty can't say this. I don't think. But I can. If you want these people added to the lawsuit, put money in the GoFundMe. That's it. That's all I got. That's all I got on that subject. If you want them sued, if you want Marzgurl sued, if you want Anime News Network sued, there's got to be money in the GoFundMe to do it. I don't know how else to say it. I hate shilling things. I really do. I'm really bad at it. but that's it. All of these things cost a lot. Suing Marzgurl, she's in California. That costs a lot. Suing Anime News Network, it's run out of a Canadian trailer. Costs a lot. Now, Lindsay Eldridge or whatever, who wrote the article, I think Lindsay, gosh, I can't remember her name. Lindsay something. She might not be in Canada. I don't know. But it costs money because that's federal court and it's different. They don't get to, they could have just, you know, they could add them to the suit in Texas if it was a Texas corporation and a Texas resident. But they don't know that Texas has jurisdiction specifically in state court over those things. So they're probably federal court claims. Cost money, and it's a different world. Richie Gonzalez